Hello and welcome to another video on Stay on Target, and my first video where I show you my face. It was my birthday a few days ago and I got quite a few Doctor Who related presents, so I thought not just a Target collection update but a Doctor Who collection update in general was in order. As you can see, one of the things I got was this Stay on Target 3D printed logo thing, which is very cool and will now sit with me in all subsequent videos, I'm sure. Another present I received was a couple of bookends to go on either side of my Target book collection, so I'm afraid that Mr. Pringle's tube is now finally out of use. Firstly, I'll show you a couple of small Doctor Who things I received, starting with this nice little badge from, it's got the 1970s logo on it, and it looks legitimate because it's all corroded on the back. And it says BBC TV on it. It's a bit weird that they chose not to do the diamond part at the top, only at the bottom, so the logo looks a bit off. Secondly, I got this amazing Lego Patrick Troughton in the style of the Lego Brickhead series. As you can see, he's got the red handkerchief in his pocket and the blue shirt, and the mopped up hair is absolutely perfect. This is one of the coolest things I've seen. Lego don't actually sell it, the instructions came from a builder called J. Ossie, and my dad got the parts off Bricklink for me. Probably one of the most unexpected and best things I've had so far. And then another small thing I got was this Eaglemoss Quark. As you know, Eaglemoss do the whole Doctor Who figurine collection, and this Quark was very cool. The Dominators is an interesting story, but I just think Mr. Quark is absolutely hilarious. If future me has any sense, he will put this next present in the thumbnail, because it's probably the coolest and most unexpected thing that I got for my birthday. As you can see, it's the 1965 Doctor Who annual featuring William Hartnell on the front. It also has a Vord from the Keys of Marinus, Minotra and a Zarbi from the Web Planet, and a strange depiction of a Sensorite that looks a bit dodgy, as does the TARDIS with the very weird roof. The William Hartnell though is, I wouldn't say it's spot on, but you can tell it's him. Inside, it takes the format of 9 stories, not held together with any proper narrative, but with consistent illustrations throughout, and was released by World Distributors in 1965. It's pretty much the only affordable Doctor Who annual from the 1960s because it's had such a large print run, because Dalek Mania was at its peak. I haven't really read many of the stories. The ones I have read weren't particularly good because they weren't. Like, the Dalek annuals were written by Terry Nation and David Whittaker, but the stories in this were written by, the staff at World Distributors, who were the people that published it. It's still a very impressive and beautiful book, or annual, as I should say. It's most famous for its 2-page segment, Who is Doctor Who?, which has probably the most wonderful description of the Doctor ever written. If you want to see it, you can pause the video now. The next thing I got was this. What is this, I hear you ask? Well, it's something very special. I don't know if I've said it before, but The Mythmakers is one of my favourite Target books, and it definitely has my favourite Target books cover by Andrew Scaletta. So what my parents got me for my birthday was a beautiful signed print of the Mythmakers cover. I really enjoy the subtlety of it, because at first glance you wouldn't realise it's a Doctor Who thing, because it doesn't feature the Doctor. It has the Trojan horse and the TARDIS materialising in the foreground, which shows that it's a Doctor Who thing without being too obvious, which I absolutely love. I fully intend to get this framed, and so I can hang it on my wall. It also came signed, as you can see. With it also came a nice bookmark with a Dalek on, with obviously the art by Andrew Skilleter, and some shiny silver foil writing as well. Although not particularly rare, my next book is possibly the best thing you can buy as a fan of the Doctor Who Target books. It is The Target Book by David J. Howe. I can't recommend this book enough. Unlike based on the popular BBC television serial, this book is more a history of Target Books as a company. It still talks about all of the books they published and all of the authors and artists, which I thought was a very nice touch. But it's, more focused on Target as a company. And it's amazing. It also has my favourite bit, the gallery of all the different Doctor Who covers. Tying into the theme of Target books, we have the latest issue of Doctor Who Chronicles, 1973, which, as I'm sure you all know, was the year the Doctor Who Target books were founded. It was also the 10th anniversary of the show, so this issue has a lot to talk about. On the cover there's Omega, a Dalek, an Ogron, and a Draconian, obviously with Jon Pertwee in the centre. There's not that much on the Target books. There's only a 2-page spread in the Toy Stories section, but I'm still very glad to have it. I pick up all of the Doctor Who Chronicles anyway, even the ones that don't have anything about Doctor Who. My favourite segment from this one was probably the part about the Radio Times 10th anniversary special, which is something I would really like to have, as it featured the first list of all of the Doctor Who serials up to that point. Obviously, it was a bit strange because it used, for these William Hartnell ones, where they had individual episode titles, for each serial it used the first episode title. So Marco Polo became The Roof of the World and the Keys of Marinus became The Sea of Death. But the Radio Times special was still holds a very special place in fans' hearts of a certain generation. And finally, we have a pair of WHL and hardbacks. Now, don't get too excited, they're not Target hardbacks, but they were published by the WHM company, and they're actually a lot larger. They are Doctor Who: A Celebration by Peter Haining, and The Doctor Who File, also by Peter Haining. The first has a cover featuring the TARDIS with lots of balloons coming out, as it was a celebration of 20 years of Doctor Who. And the second has a beautiful cover by Tony Mazzaro of a few of the Doctor's most well-known accessories adorning the TARDIS console. They also made the strange decision to repeat the covers on the front and the back, but I can't really complain about that. Doctor Who's Celebration, like the 10th anniversary Radio Times special, is most well known for its list of every serial up to that point, although Jeremy Bentham actually gives us a plot summary and a few interesting facts about each one. So, apart from the programme guide and the terrestrial index that came out a few years before, they were at the time the best way of fans knowing about Doctor Who's past. Thank you for watching this very large Doctor Who collection update, and I hope you enjoyed the new format with my face in it. The channel is approaching 500 total views, so I'll be very excited when that's happened. And thank you for watching. Also funny is I had to turn on the camera myself, so I probably have about 7 clips of just me walking towards the bench and then sitting on it. So that will play now, as I leave this very enjoyable Doctor Who video. Thanks for watching.